Welcome back to Phenomenal Fantasy Wrestling. Alright guys, welcome back to Phenomenal Fantasy Wrestling. Today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to help out the bottom 10 on our rankings. Okay, I'm just going to go over your rosters, kind of like I do during the weekly wrap-up, recap. But I'm going to do it today for you guys since you got draft tonight. So, this weekend we've got NWA Empower, and we've got the 73rd anniversary show. There's also some independent shows that are coming on this weekend. So I am going to try to help you guys out, especially Blanky. You're way down there in the rankings. You told me last night that you weren't able to see the group chat, so maybe that's why you haven't been able to keep up. So I am going to go over everybody in the bottom 10's roster, give you guys my suggestions. Then I'm going to turn around for the weekly recap, and I'm going to go over the top 10. Not that the top 10 need much help, but so if there are anybody in the top 10 that needs a little help, I'm happy to do it. If at any time you think, oh man, my roster's just not getting there, will you please go over my roster and see if there's anything I can do? I'll be happy to do it. Just let me know you want me to do that for you. All right, guys, so let's turn it to the computer. Alright guys, so I'm looking at the bottom 10, like I said today. So we're going to start out. We're going to start with Scott. Alright, so Scott, proud and powerful. I love Santana and Ortiz. They're supposed to have a match with FTR on Dynamite next week, so I wouldn't mess with them at all. Now, if that match happens or not, that's another story with the Cash Wheeler elbow incident. So, they'll probably at least show up. So, that's 10 points for at least showing up. The Inner Circle, man, they really don't seem to be doing anything as a collective lately. But I do see great things for Santana and Ortiz. So, Sheamus, obviously, just losing the U.S. title. But it does look like he's about to challenge Bobby Lashley. I don't see him winning it, but definitely a good one to have on your roster. Apollo, same thing. Apollo Crews just lost the IC title, but still a mainstay and a big part of SmackDown. LA Knight, looking over at Britt Baker, Ace Austin, Nick Aldis has a title defense this weekend. Adam Priest, and I know you were given him, when we were doing the indie stuff, you were awarded Adam Priest. However, he did just win the New South title, and these points actually reflect that from last night. The anniversary show for New South aired on IWTV. So, big player down in New South, doesn't do a whole lot, I don't think, on other indies, but definitely a big one down there. Kazarian, the Elite Hunter, great pack. That one's questionable because he just doesn't do a whole lot. His match with Andrade, though, coming up. He does things here and there on Dark, but mostly you just see him, as a second to the Lucha Brothers. And then Susan. Su Yung, Susie, whatever you want to call her. They've been doing these segments backstage where they took Kira Hogan a couple weeks ago to write her off TV. This past week they took Brandy Lauren. I'm really hoping that wasn't to write her out of Impact. I really like Brandy Lauren. I was glad to see her show up on Impact. Hopefully maybe there's just something going on there with her. Maybe joining the two of them. But Scott, you got a great... you're pretty good. I wouldn't mess with it. John, you watch the videos weekly. We've gone over yours. You just picked up Brock Lesnar, which I'm not surprised of. I knew somebody was going to pull the trigger on that. Great for some appearance points this week. It's just a matter of his schedule, when he wants to work, when he doesn't want to work. It's that simple. Omos just losing the tag titles. Like I told you, I would wait and see what happens when they get the rematch. That's more of a, how that's going to work out. Kaylee Ray's great to just pick up. Malachi Black just beat Brock Anderson. Chris Bay's great. Jacob Fatu, he doesn't do a whole lot. But with MLW about to start back up, I wouldn't lose him. And it does look like he's going to be on quite a few indie shows coming up. I've looked at a few lineups, and it does look like he's got some coming up. God, they're great. They got you those points. Those are in the tag team spot. But as long as, the summer struggle for New Japan, they haven't been a part of. And really just that one thing on Resurgence is all they've done. Hammerstone's great. Same thing with Jacob Fatu. He's doing some indies. He's doing more indies than Jacob Fatu is. But, once MLW picks back up, he will too. Jay White, he wasn't on this round of tapings for Impact, it doesn't look like, because he didn't come out with Chris Bay this past week. I do love the Finesse Club stuff that Bay's doing. And Bianca Belair, you can't go wrong there. She's about to, her and Becky are about to have a great feud. Josh, Varsity Blondes. They didn't make it to what am I thinking? The Eliminator match. They couldn't take out the Lucha Brothers, which I don't think anybody thought they would, but, they are great scorers. They do a lot on the darks. Randy Orton. You can't go wrong there. He's doing the RK Bro stuff. Sami Zayn, hit or miss on Sami Zayn. He's not doing a whole lot here and there. So I don't... that's a take him or leave him. He does stuff here and there, but just not every week. Adam Cole, like I said in the group chat, I would put him on my bench. Rumors are he's going to AEW. I did also see he was just canceled his Twitch channel. So that could lead to a main roster call-up for WWE. So I would definitely move him to the bench and see what happens there. MJF, my jerk-off friend. He great for appearance points. Match every once in a blue moon. Eric Young, I think he's been injured, actually. Which was why he doesn't have matches, but they do have the Violent by Design promos every week, and he does escort them out to the ring, so he's good for appearance points. Chelsea Green, can't say anything wrong with having her. Ring of Honor, she's on appearances. Impact, she's on appearances. She just had that match at the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. She's got the matches coming up for Empower this coming week. So I don't see anything wrong with that at all. All right, so Josh, you were awarded John Wayne Murdoch. Good for points. John Wayne Murdoch does a lot in the deathmatch world. Does a lot, period. So he's a good one to have. Powerhouse Hobbs, another good one. He's got the match with Brian Cage next week, but he's on Dark all the time. Colt Cabana, another one, he's on Dark all the time. Xia Li, I haven't seen Xia Li in quite some time now, so take her or leave her, I would leave her. To be honest, I think there are plenty of females out there where you don't need to sit with somebody who's only going to get you 10 points. Markeith, a couple, I think it was last week or the week before, Los Parks weren't doing anything for you. You switched over to Hit Row. That was a good move. Put Los Parks on the bench. Hit Row is going to be around for a good little while now. They're going to be at the top of, this feud with Legado Fantasma ain't over by a long shot. So, they're going to be getting you points every week. Drew McIntyre, no need to say anything there. He's great for points. Mysterio, them feuding right now with the Usos. He's going to be featured every week. Swerve, like I said, same with Hit Row. Basically he is the leader of Hit Row, so same thing. Nyla Rose, she's good for appearance points. The Battle Royal coming up, she's going to be good for points. At All Out, I wouldn't mess with that. Wouldn't mess with Sami Callihan. Wouldn't mess with Gresham. You were awarded Shug D during the for the indie spot. He's the one that's good to have. He's featured pretty regularly on New South as the leader of the candy shop. I see him doing other stuff here and there. If you wanted to switch around, your indie pick, it wouldn't be a bad idea. But, he is pretty featured. I'd get somebody who's featured on a lot of different indies. And if you need a place to go to look at indies or match cards, go to Cage Match. I was just on here getting the results for Summer Struggle. CageMatch.net. It's going to give you upcoming shows. Great place to find your indies. Let me show you here. Your Eve Wrestle Queendom. I just put that in the group chat. That's airing right this minute. I would stick to the stuff in the States. A lot of the stuff overseas, you're not going to see a lot of people or a lot of people that are on multiple things. I would stick to people who are, New Japan Strong. You've got plenty of guys on there every week. That's where I picked up my indie tag team. And that's the thing about the indie spot. You could have a tag team or a solo. AIW, they've got shows all the time. They've got stars. They've got, their own stars. Josh Bishop, their champion, he's really good. He's featured on a lot of different places. Wes Barkley, same thing. Limitless has some good ones. Just something to look at, something to, keep your eye on for all of you when it comes to your indies. That's a good place to go to look at all that. Jade Cargill, she's good for appearances. Her and Mark Sterling always cut their little promos. She doesn't have many matches. I'm not a big fan, but, she's good. But like I said, she doesn't have many matches, but when she does, she wins. So she's good to have on there. Tom Lawler, he does a lot on New Japan Strong. And MLW is about to start back up, so I would not touch that one. Angelina Love, right now, she's about to face Maxie Impaler in the women's title tournament for Ring of Honor, so it's a good one to have. Maxie Impaler is a tough one to get by, but if anybody can do it, she is the one that could. Ali, Gun Club. Luckily it looks like Austin's back with the Gun Club. All right, sorry about that. Got a phone call, got interrupted. Ali, Gun Club, Austin Gunn just came back, so I'm sure you'll see a lot of the Gun Club on AEW Dark coming up. Mustafa Ali, I love the stuff he's doing with Mansoor, feuding with the Mason T-Bar. He's not good for big points, but he is good for, it looks like they are weekly on there every week getting matches. Cesaro, I don't know what happened to Cesaro. One week he's fighting for the title, the next week he's, not, and he's disappeared. SmackDown doesn't have a big list of free agents right now, so I don't know if I would really do anything with him or hold out hope. But, Cesaro is definitely a good one talent-wise, but it's just a matter of what he's going to do with it. Amir Jordan hasn't gotten you anything. I would drop Amir Jordan, look at NXT. Christian Cage, obviously good points. Matt Cardona, obviously good points. Josh Woods, he does get some good ones. He's had some good matches coming up. I believe he's number one contender for the pure title, so I would see how that goes. I don't see him beating Gresham, but, it's still a good one. Jake St. Patrick, he does a few dark appearances, and I've seen him on one or two indie shows. Same thing with Marquito. I would keep an eye out on somebody who does a lot more, gets a lot more points. Finn Balor, he debuted on SmackDown and then he kind of disappeared after the whole Corbin thing. But I'm sure he'll be back on there very soon. Shawn Spears, he just had that match with Sammy Guevara last week. Nothing this week, but I'm sure he'll here and there reappear, especially if FTR and PMP do have their match this week. I'm sure he'll interfere in that somehow. Sonya Deville, she doesn't do any wrestling. She'll get you appearance points weekly, but she's just kind of a authority figure right now, so not much points are going to be getting for her. Cassandra, Injustice. Injustice does great because Myron Reed and Jordan Oliver are all over the indies. Mostly it's singles lately, but they're getting you points. The Miz, his feud with Morrison coming up will be really good. Tamina, basically you hold on to her the way I'm holding on to Natalya. They're not getting many points, but they are the women's tag team champions. Carmelo Hayes, you were awarded him after Leo Rush got fired, and he just won that breakout tournament. So you got lucky. You got a good award there. Scorpio Sky, him and Ethan Page are about to be doing something with the guy from America's Top Team. I would hold on to him. Rosemary, Knockouts Tag Champion. Can't say anything bad about that. Mickie James, she's got a match coming up at the 73rd anniversary. She does some appearances here, trying to put together Empower. After that, I don't know what she's going to be doing. So I would definitely keep a lookout on that for next week. Ivelisse, you were awarded her on the Indies. Not many points yet, but she is a staple of SWE Fury. I think she's a champion there. So I would, like I've been saying on the indie stuff, keep an eye out on the indies, but she's one I wouldn't let go of anytime soon. Mia Yim, she has done absolutely nothing since moving her to, if they even moved her to SmackDown. I saw they moved her to SmackDown, but she's never debuted on SmackDown. After Retribution, she just disappeared. I would move her to the bench and get rid of Leo Rush. Penelope Ford, she has some good matches on Dark. I wouldn't really do anything with her. Abaddon, she's used once in a blue moon. But I know you like Abaddon. I don't think you'll get rid of her. So, Ryan, the Usos, can't say anything bad about them. Alexa Bliss, it looks like she's coming after Charlotte in the title, so I would hold on to her. Liv Morgan hasn't done anything since Money in the Bank. Not much of a selection of free agents from SmackDown, but I definitely would take a look at who I could pick up. Xia Brookside has done absolutely nothing for you. I would drop her. There are plenty of free agents on NXT and NXT UK. Thunder Rosa, you can't go wrong with Thunder Rosa. Kimberly, there's a couple of backstage segments since leaving Deanna and turning into Su Yung Light. She did do a lot on the indies, but not so much lately. I love Kimberly, but I don't see her getting you many points. LA Park Jr. has gotten you nothing. MLW is about to come back. Maybe he will. I don't know. In the indies, you were awarded Chase Owens. I think that was a good award. He's gotten you 95 points just based on the summer struggle. And I'm a big fan of Chase Owens. Seen him here a couple of times live. Great guy. Riho has gotten you nothing. Matt Hardy, can't go wrong with having Matt Hardy. I think you were awarded him when Mercedes Martinez got fired. You had somebody here that you could put on NXT, so I switched them over and awarded you somebody as a wild card. I awarded you Matt Hardy. He's gotten you some pretty good points. He did lose to Orange Cassidy this last week, but he's always appearing with the Hardy family office. So, Sheeta, I can't tell you the last time I saw Sheeta in a match. No, she just beat Kira Hogan, so that's not too bad. She's a good one to have. I don't know how much she'll do, but with the pay-per-view coming up, I went and mess with her. Rob, a Private Party, you just picked them up. I like it. Was a good move. Hardy Family Office always got stuff going on. John Morrison, he's about to feud with The Miz. Wouldn't touch that. Seth Rollins, all over SmackDown. Cameron Grimes all over NXT. I love how they just duped him with the replica title, though. Ted DiBiase got him again. Kenny Omega, obviously. Rich Swann. Good tag team win last night. Definitely puts them in line for the tag titles in Impact. So I'd hold on to that. Roosh. Not doing much since he lost the title to Bandito. So, I would definitely look at that. There are plenty to choose between those three categories. And with the NWA pay-per-view coming up, definitely want to take a look at that. Ryan Mantell has gotten you nothing yet. It was a good pick. He was the SWE champion. Texas champion, I think it was, but he just lost that title to Kratos. So, Kratos is definitely a stable who's there every week. Also an NWA every week, so, that's somebody to look at. He would count as an NWA instead of a indie, though, since he's contracted to NWA. Keith Lee, he's there when he wants to be there, I guess. I don't know what Keith Lee's doing. Carmella, always there. Not many wins lately with Bianca around. Frankie Monet, again, great for appearance points. Does look like she's going after the women's title, though, so I would see how that goes. I could definitely see her taking that title from Raquel Gonzalez. Joseph, the Briscoes, great to have. Hopefully they do more as a team and on Ring of Honor TV. Damien Priest, U.S. champion, great to have. Kevin Owens, he's one of those hit or miss guys. He's there one week, he's not there the next week. He's just kind of floating around the middle like Cesaro. Caden Carter, she did get the win this week with Casey Catanzaro. I love them as a team. I love Casey and Caden. I think they'll do a lot going forward, and it does look like they're trying to get the women's tag titles. So, Moxley, good pick. Trey Miguel, I love him. EC3. All right, where did I leave off? EC3. He does ROH appearances here and there. Not very many. He does do the pay-per-views. Will Ospreay, he just came back at Resurgence. Does look like he's got a few appearances on Strong coming up. And a couple of indies I've seen. So he's a good one to have. Dustin Rhodes, I would drop him. He escorts Lee Johnson out to the ring once in a while. But he hasn't had a match in forever. Joey Janela. Sorry about that. Pop-ups. Gotta love them. Joey Janela attacked Sonny Kiss a couple weeks ago and has done absolutely nothing since. I'm confused about that whole thing. Ty Connie, I would keep her. She's about to have that match coming up with the Money. Good one to have. And she's always getting points on Darks. Allen, Grizzled Young Vets. I would probably see what other tag teams are available. They do stuff here and there, but I haven't been relevant in several weeks now. Lashley, obviously, good pick. Robert Roode, him and Dolph do things here and there, but I don't think they've done anything since they stole the money from Baron Corbin a couple weeks ago. Walter just lost the NXT UK title. I'm sure he'll get a rematch. But I don't see him doing much. UK is really hit or miss. They'll appear one week and then they won't appear again for a month. They'll have a match one week, won't have a match for a month. It just kind of, they try to fit everybody in and all they have is a 1 hour time slot each week. So It's a lot to fit into 1 hour a week. Jake Hager, he's been going after Wardlow, but not going after Wardlow, and the really two of them haven't done anything relevant. Josh Alexander, great to have. Kenny King, he doesn't do much as far as wrestling. He's more of a valet for LFI. So I would see who else is available there. Saber Jr., he's been doing a few matches here and there on Summer Struggle. Good to have. Starks, the FTW champion. He's been doing some appearances, but he hasn't really done any wrestling. Austin Theory disappeared a month ago. Never to be seen again from the looks of it. Big Swole, her and Julia Hart are about to take on Diamante and Nyla Rose, so that should be a good one. Blanky, The Way, Candice and Indy. Candice is pregnant, so I would find something where to put Indy on my roster and drop Candice and pick up a good tag team. Jeff Hardy, he's doing stuff right now with Karrion Kross. He's not really beating Karrion Kross, but that once. But he has some matches on main event here and there. Edge, he just beat Seth Rollins, and I would see where it goes from there. It'd be an Edge. He could take a week off or month off, or he can wrestle every week. Who knows? Io Shirai, her and Zoe have they won the women's tag titles, and then they've kind of just been playing not there or trying to be a team. It just hasn't really done much. But I would hold on to her because they're definitely about to defend those titles against Caden and Casey, and I'd love to see Caden and Casey win the titles, but I just don't see it. Bear Bronson, put the Bear Country on your tag teams and, move Indy somewhere. That would be my suggestion if you want to keep him. Otherwise, AEW is full of guys that would get you a lot more points than that. Tommy Dreamer, I would have said, 2 days ago, drop him, get rid of him. But now he has a match coming up with Ace Austin, and if he wins, he's in the triple threat, or it becomes a triple threat world title match with Christian Cage. So I would wait and see how that match goes. I don't see him winning the title, but I'd definitely wait and see how that match goes. JTG, that's actually a really good one. However, I don't think he even has an appearance on the NWA pay-per-view coming up. So it's another one that could be in the Battle Royal and win it, though. Nobody's been told anything about the Battle Royal, so that would be a good one to catch up on. You were awarded the Boogeyman as your indie pick. He was on SWE Fury just about every other week, and then this past week Zula came out without him. So I don't know what's going on with him, but I would definitely look and see what other indies I can pick up. Otis, I like him as a member of the Alpha Academy. Definitely does something just about every week. But it's a hit or miss, with the Street Profits right now and him. Joe Doring, always good for points. Not many, but his match with Luke Gallows was great, and they're always on there for appearances. Aaliyah has done nothing since supposedly trading with Mandy Rose. I think she had one match on main event, and that was it. So there you go. That is your bottom 10, what I would do, where I would move. Mostly you guys have pretty good teams. They're just not getting you many points. Only a few tweaks here and there would probably start getting you a lot more points. So take that advice where you will, and hopefully I see some of your names in the trade threads this week. Have a good one, guys. Bye.